Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to December. Welcome to your first full week of December reading. And, well, depending on where you are, welcome to snow. It's cold and snowy here. Shocker, right? Canada, cold and snowy? Who knew, right? I do apologize. I had hoped that this was going to be my last live reading before my December crazy hit. I have pre-recorded everything for December and it's ready to roll. Unfortunately, I ended up with a couple unexpected appointments today. So I, again, wanted to pre-record it. So it was all ready for you. You guys had that knowledge. You have that information when you guys need it. So for this reading, we are going to be looking at December 4th through the 10th. And I couldn't think of a better deck to kind of kick off that kind of wintry wonderland feeling than the Winter Waite Tarot. It is a fun snow-covered deck. It very much takes winter or the Rider Waite and throws it into a snowy landscape. Then I'm going to be pairing it with the fun and playful Oracle of the Shapeshifters. We can't forget that fun. We need that joy and happiness now more than ever as the expectations and demands start to, increase and we just feel overwhelmed. So let's get some play and fun in this. All right. What can my friends expect from the week of December 4th through the 10th? Now, next week we do have the full cold moon coming in on, my calendar's not on the right day. So the moon will come up on the 8th, which is the Thursday. And then, I'll have a reading for the Tuesday. So on Tuesday, you guys will have that full cold moon reading posted for you. All right, there you go. So apparently the King of Cups is very important. Let's get into this. We'll start with the one that was very impatient. The King of Cups. Kings have the most defined personality, the most power, the most control. Well, the King of Cups talks about that emotion, that intuition. It's not so much controlling the intuition, it's about controlling that emotion. As time moves forward and as those expectations and demands start to put pressure on people, we see that reactivity. We don't need to be reactive. That's not going to help. The more reactive we are, of course, the more problems and challenges we create for self. So making sure that we are in control of those emotions, checking in frequently as the month and week roll on, because the King of Cups is a good message and reminder for most of December, because that emotion can run high. It's about minus 40 billion out here, and I am freezing. It's like I'm going to get warmth from my cup. The Four of Pentacles. Along with that emotional control, we need that stability, that foundation. Of course, the more stable and grounded we are, the more we're going to understand, the more we're going to be able to check into that emotion. And of course, that emotion connected to that breath. Remembering to keep breathing, because when we're breathing, we're using that frontal cortex. We're able to problem solve. We're able to create. We're not being reactive. Part of that check in. Where is my breath right now? If you're doing a more shallow breath or pant, it's kind of that hyperventilation piece. You're not using up here. You're actually using back here. You can't problem solve at the base of your brain. That brings in that flight or fright system where either we're going to fight or run away. That's not problem solving. That's kind of basic stuff. Hey, come on, camera. There we go. The Eight of Pentacles. When we are grounded and in control, that's when we're going to get the most done. So whether that be those expectations and demands of the holidays, work at work, work for self, work for family. This week is about getting some of those things done, getting some of that list fixed and checked off. So making sure that we are kind of on the ball to get stuff done, because the more we can do now, well, the more we can enjoy later. We have a more open ability to have time for fun, laughter. We feel accomplished and achieved, so we feel like we have earned that reward, which we have, but it's a easier ability. Like, we have an easier ability to embrace it that way. Interesting. On top of everything else, part of that little checklist, a little bit of understanding of self. Part of it is going to be, of course, that check-in that I keep talking about. Checking in. Where's your emotion? Where's your breath? How are you feeling? But what's more, because we do have that full moon energy, there are going to be opportunities where we can start to explore self, start to explore some of those unknown areas, have a better understanding of self, which brings us more ability to get different things done, get things done that we've wanted to get done in a different way. So especially during kind of I guess any like Tuesday till the end of the week, we have the ability to embrace that energy. We, again, don't want to hyper focus in on it. Just a little bit of time here and there goes a long way in doing some of that internal work. It doesn't have to be overwhelming and something we dread. If we dread it, it ain't gonna get done, like I just said. So the 5 of Wands, it talks about, not long enough. There we go. Crystal to the rescue. Okay, so the 5 has a couple meanings. One, that if we don't do it, no one else is going to do it for us. If we're not in a good space, we're not going to get it done, because there's going to be that internal fight. So making sure that we are ready, that we are able and open to taking little pieces, little walks, if you will, into that working on self. And if you need to start off so you're not going to be disrespecting self or trying to have that inner war, if you will, take 10, 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be hours long, guys. When it's hours long, that's when we start to go, well, that's impossible. I can't get it done. I don't have time for that. 10, 15 minutes. You can combine it with stuff. Combine it with shower. Then you're really getting stuff done. Work smarter, not harder. We've got that King of, he's the King of Cups, where we're looking at using that intuitional guidance and that emotional control. Kings, they work efficiently, and that's what we need to do. Second piece, like I said, that reactivity. Not only is it going to be something we need to be mindful of, be mindful that others are going to be very reactive. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or a psychic to say, there's going to be conflict this Christmas, because when you get people in larger groups and they all want the same thing or are all trying to get stuff done, people get in each other's way. It's cold. There's snow. It can be very conflictual. So be mindful of that. And also be mindful of self on how you react to other people's energy. If you are very, very sensitive, make sure that you are clearing and dumping energies frequently, plus protecting self as you go out. So if you're a crystal person, selenite is amazing. You could use even something like labradorite. Selenite is a white crystal. Do I have it? I do. Sometimes my kids walk away with this one. It's very, very, I don't know if it will show, but you can kind of see the ribbing there. Selenite comes in wands a lot of times. Going into my drawer of wonder. And it has, I don't think it will show up, but it has, there we go, ribbing. So selenite is an amazing, amazing clearing crystal. Labradorite is a darker crystal. It's a guardian crystal and can be very helpful. Black crystals can also, most of them have that protective energy to them. Use what you have at hand. Don't go and reinvent the wheel now. That's more expectation and demand. Use what you have right in your house. You have that ability to do that. And when all else fails and you're really struggling, ask Archangel Michael to come in. Help him kind of give you a bit of a buffer to some of that energy. Again, right at hand. Okay, so let's look at the beginning of the week. What can my friends expect from the beginning of the week? So you guys know Monday I will be posting my crown healing. I posted my Healing 101 Crown Edition yesterday. So I'm going to do the healing on the Monday and then the full cold moon on Tuesday. So you guys have that coming forward too. So things that you can also use to your advantage and help. I love it. The Page of Pentacles. Pages, that playful, innocent energy. They ask the hard questions. These are your inner child, your inner toddler. They ask those hard questions. They're not afraid of them. They want to understand. And that's really what we need to do. We need to start understanding some of this, because if we don't ask those questions, it's not going to happen. Again, the more grounded and stable we are, just like I said with the Four of Pentacles, the more we're going to be open to asking those questions. So we're going to feel stronger. We're going to be open to the answers. I love it. And I kind of, the rendition of the Emperor here kind of just puts a smile on my face. You don't usually think of the Emperor as Santa Claus. But, well, whatever. We have that Emperor energy kind of cascading throughout the week. Staying in that frontal cortex, our thinking center, that third eye center. Making sure we're planning things out. Like I said, a little bit of time goes a long way. We want to kind of use that Vulcan scheduling to our advantage. We need to use logic rather than emotion to get the job done this week, because there is a lot to get done. It's going to be up to us to make sure that we do get that work done. Now, I didn't mention this because I hadn't even thought about it, but we do have double eights right beside each other. And angel messages, multiple eights, there's telling you that abundance is coming forward. Keep true to your path. Get that work done. We now also have double fours. Multiple fours, the angels tell you that this is about foundational structural stuff. The skills and tools that we're going to be focusing in on, the abilities that you're going to be exploring are going to be very important for you now and in the long run. So taking it slow and steady so you can start to embrace it. We have that very authoritarian Emperor energy. We need to use it to our advantage. It will help us get the most out of the full moon this week and help us to stay in control of us. Because truly, that's the only thing we can control is self. Okay. Oh, come on, guys. I ask that they keep it on the table. All right. Anything else for the middle of the week other than the card that decided to hit the floor? I'm glad that it hit the floor right in front of me. Sometimes it goes under the table and I'm not tall. So it's not a fun grab. Of course, the middle of the week, we are right into the full cold moon, right into the Knight of Cups. Knights, they're that adolescent, no fear energy. The Knight of Cups, he is the cup of compassion. He is the knight of, love and understanding. He's also in a very slow walk, reminding us that what we're doing this week is not about helter-skelter going fast, fast, fast. This is about taking care of self, helping you understand you, and starting to share that, I guess, tolerance is a good word. Tolerance and understanding. Because again, when we're not reactive, we're not adding fuel to the fire. Through modeling and just our own behaviors, our own responses, we're going to show people a nicer way of treating each other. We don't always have to be that reactive lunatic. We can be in control of self. And we'll find that when we are that in controlled, compassionate person, not only do we get more done, but we are rewarded by the universe because we're doing it right. Oh, seriously? Okay, the end of the week. Anything else on the end of the week? Please quit throwing my cards on the floor. They're important cards that hit the floor. I get it. They just don't hit the floor. Death. We're looking at the 13th card in the Major Arcana, and we're looking at that release, that transition. The full moon giving us an amazing opportunity to release, an amazing opportunity to move forward and be in control. So the end of the week, it is going to be about releasing some of those aspects that are starting to come forward that we know aren't helping us. And even if we don't understand what we're going to be releasing, I do have some meditations that can help just get you unstuck. It's under my Just You and Me playlist, and that's what it's called, Getting Unstuck. 1 and 2. I was not creative with the wording. However, I wanted you guys to know exactly what it was. And I should mention, if you're new here, welcome. I give you guys the guidance plus a lot of tools to support you in this. So I do have multiple playlists on meditations, multiple playlists on healing. I've got a mindfulness playlist. These things are all guided and supported, and they range between as short as 10 minutes and as long as about 30. So it's not overwhelming. Easy pieces to incorporate into your day or week. But yes, I have a lot of releasing and transition, degunking meditations. If you've got a lot of sorrow and pain that we're looking at, then there is the meditation I did way back in 2020 with Archangel Metatron, where we're releasing and healing that sad and hurt. The conflict, I have a meditation with Archangel Raguel, where we're balancing out thoughts and feelings of self. So you can go through the playlists. A nice, easy way, and again, a tool that's ready, available for you to help you out with some of this stuff. All right. What further supports and guidance can we share with my friends so that they can get the most out of this week and enjoy the week ahead? Strange companions in stranger places. Challenges? Use your imagination. We can easily, be our own worst nightmare. So start being creative. If there's things that you wanted to learn or things that you wanted to start to incorporate into your life, look into them. You don't have to make great investment into it. Just put your toe in and see what it's like. Nothing should be too expensive or too much. If there's a lot of dollar signs behind it, look in the same area, but something different. Don't invest the world. Just start to be creative with what you're doing. Because when we're starting to be creative, we're connecting into the cup, the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups, that creative, intuitive energy. Your imaginary friend. My camera does not want to pick up on the cuteness. There we go. Cuteness. Childhood treasures resurface. So many of our imaginary friends were not so imaginary, per se. They were usually high vibrational beings, passed on loved ones, astral family members, high vibrational beings. Did I say that? I think I did. So don't be surprised who doesn't come to support you in releasing some of this stuff, transitioning, and moving forward. Because, like I said, when we are doing it right, when we are in control of self, we're not being reactive, we're starting to explore, we're starting to ask questions, and we're taking that breath, that's when we start to see the patterns, the symbols, the repetition. We start to understand things better. And the universe is like, yay, gold stars, here you go. Here's some extra supports. Here's some extra little pieces that will help you on your journey. And finally, this card very much connects into the Strength card, Elizabeth and the Lion. It's time to become a great leader, using those inner abilities, those inner pieces of you. I said earlier that through modeling, so just being you, we're going to inspire people. We're not going to be reactive and ripping people's head off. We're going to be like, wow, it seems like you're having a hard day. You know what? You go first. I don't want to deal with you, so you go first. The more we are using up here, the more we're in control of self. Other people notice it. Actually, a lot of times we even have that inner shift of confidence and, you know what? I'm just going to focus in on my breath. Whatever I can get done, bonus. It's amazing how people treat you differently. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that this helped you to understand what the week ahead is going to bring and how you can stay in control of you and let that light shine forward. If you did like this session, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as it helps people find me on the sea of YouTube. More importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell. I have so much more content coming forward. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Ko-fi and Patreon page. I've provided links below, so you can go check it out. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a fantastic week full of aha and light. Until tomorrow, my friends.